Hello everyone. Welcome to Global Business Symposium presented by Herald Global. I am Saimik Sen. Joining us today, the co-founder of Eupheus Learning, Mr. Amit Kapoor. Let me begin by asking you, how do you think a student can strike a balance between what he is taught in the classroom and what he learns at home?
Sure. So, Sammy, look at a kid which spends around 6 to 8 hours in a school.
Sure.
And if it's explained an important concept inside the classroom by a teacher, and that topic he or she is struggling with and goes home, imagine the plight of a student when someone starts from their own philosophy, which is very different to what the teacher taught in the classroom. Many a times the students will say, hold on, rather than starting from your own style of explanation, understand what's explained in the classroom by the teacher, and then explain it better to me. So what we are trying to do, offer an integrated solution which starts from classroom and ends at home, so that there is no disconnect between in-class to at-home learning. Right? And especially for young kids in the formative years, when they look at one particular style to understand and remember, if you start explaining in a very different approach altogether, a child gets confused a lot of times. And that also leads to rote learning, because then the kid says A versus B, better I mug up one, and that's what I'll write when I'm asked.
So, coming from that, do you provide any kind of customized solution to the student, especially who is struggling with any particular subject?
Okay, so you can break it down into two parts. The first one being, if you can have a continuous learning experience from class to at home, a lot of disconnect goes away. Now, coming to personalization, we acquired ClassClap around October last year. The company was working in the affordable school space, and it worked a lot on the personalization for students so that the learning outcomes can be improved much better. So now with ClassClap expertise on personalization, the entire approach is being rolled up into Eupheus products and solutions too, over and above taking the affordable private school solutions pan-India.
Where is your company headed in the next few years, according to you?
So 4.5 years in our journey, started in June 17, present in 1 out of 4 premium private schools of India already.
Sure.
So there are around 25,000 schools, premium private schools. We're present in around 6,500 already. From here, the next leap is moving into affordable school space, which is another 100,000 schools. So the total addressable market is around 125,000 odd schools. And what we are looking at is how can we reach to 20 to 25,000 school number in terms of users. And that will make us the largest school-focused distribution platform from a sheer number of schools using our solution.
Wow, that's great.
So from premium private school moving to mid-premium and affordable is the next growth driver. And we feel it is much simpler and easier if you have established yourself in the premium schools, because that's where you get a very different, I would say, your products are evaluated very differently by subject matter experts, which is the teachers. And if they give acceptance to your solutions or offerings, for you to go down to mid-premium or affordable becomes much easier.
So what are the core values of your brand to top the excellence chart, according to you?
So one we would say is willingness to learn. And if you can inculcate that in students, teachers, that willingness, and that comes from, I would say, engaging content, appropriate for a metro or a non-metro or a tier 3. So your solution should be appropriate for different levels. You can't have one size fits all, which a lot of companies try to do. But in India, which has, I would say, every 200 kilometers, the dynamics change. You should have that modularity and optionality in solutions so that schools and teachers can pick and choose what they want.
Okay, so how did your brand change during the pandemic?
We didn't change much, Saimik. On the contrary, I think we remained true to our course. How can we facilitate or help schools during the times when everything closed all of a sudden? So how can you help teachers to upskill them so that they can conduct classes better? For example, how can you provide technology interventions so that they can conduct classes? How can you help a school in doing a completely online model for the first 6 to 12 months, and now move towards a hybrid mode of learning when schools are opening up.
Okay.
So I think technology usage went up drastically because of no other choice, which is, I would say, great for B2B companies like us, where you don't have to further evangelize on use of technology. Now you have to talk about the relevant solutions which make sense for a decision maker.
Sure.
So this is very similar to what happened to fintech after demonetization. Now with schools being exposed to technology, I think it's only a matter of time when the usage of technology will increase much more compared to what it was 2 years ago.
So since offline classes have started, so how do you think it is going to impact your brand?
So look at us like an advisor to schools, giving a large catalog where they can pick and choose what they want. So now with whether from completely offline to completely online or now a hybrid doesn't change too much for us. Rather, schools are coming back to us saying, you have helped us out. Now during this hybrid form that is evolving, how can you help us? And we have launched a school operating system where with a single sign-on, a school can conduct live classes on that platform, consume content, all the administrative work which is covered via an ERP, or to conduct an exam or give assignments via LMS, everything is at one place. And we are onboarding 8 to 10 schools a day now because they see a lot of relevance in a single app which can do everything rather than going onto multiple sites or multiple apps, one for communication, one for fee collection, one for content consumption. So we are negating that with a single unified bid. So I would say very exciting times for us and for our partner schools to look at how we can leverage technology together.
As a successful leader and an entrepreneur, a founder of Eupheus Learning, can you take us through your journey? What are the kind of challenges that you have come across to make this brand what it is today?
Rather than about us, me alone, I would say when we started this company, there were 44 of us which bootstrapped the company together. So that responsibility of 44 families and the courage to start something and create an impact in a K-12 market keeps us, I would say, driven towards the cause of creating an impact in the K-12 system. And one good part is when we talk to 20,000 schools today across India via our sales team of around 200 people on ground, we keep on hearing a lot from schools saying this is a pain point, can you help us out? So for us as a brand, I would say innovation comes more from grounds up. The requirements or feedback that we get from schools saying, can you innovate on handwriting, for example, or can you innovate on spoken English? Some of these needs will be probably all of us know, but some of them come up which no one was even thinking about. That gives us an edge over others because then you can look at how to curate or create a solution appropriate for a large market.
What steps can the government take towards the growth of your industry?
One part definitely is looking at GST rationalization because a lot of educational solutions are exempt when they are sold, whereas all the input services, material cost has a lot of GST, which creates a dichotomy that ways. And education being a priority sector that ways, we feel there has to be some relaxation or rationalization so that the price points can go further down and we can actually make these solutions accessible even in our remotest corner.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kapoor. It was lovely talking to you. Okay, that's been an amazing insight. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thanks for having us here. Honored, humbled. Thank you.